I will say for a Jaranya Babitu. Finally, Yatimi a winner. Ewo eye Munich. Ewo the UEFA Champions League final no. Etimi abada wie na wie no. PSG and ya crown as the masters of the 2024-2025 UEFA Champions League. Competition no. Esha asia na yeka say it is a competition of history. Na enye baby na game no recognize history, but in terms of the UEFA Champions League there, na competition SI kai history bebrebe. Nti yehwe so we ebe follow the trend and ebe follow the history to say the enim na. Baby a UEFA Champions League finals the beba so e wo Munich no. Yenim say Munich there yi si ho say Champions League si eba bebo final no wo pe. Ema ye a new winner in the competition. Competition Emma you be on Yibida, and that has always been Munich and what Munich stand for. A chassis with Nottingham Forest in 1978 against Mamu FF. Now Nottingham Forest intimate competition in Bida. Omo ekopi mo final no omo etimate competition in bio. Nottingham Forest for continentally ekosi team aye freno Olympique Marseille 32 years ago. Omo koshia AC Milan Munich Olympic Stadium and also na Marcel entimi nyebida omutimi ekokoje again esan to aso ema other teams ebebri etimi ebeje competition bi Mario mfi se yekonya Chelsea in 2012 na Munich Allianz Arena na team my friend Chelsea nyebida no mo bo against a team almost sample at home. Game be and difficult say playing against a team with experience Chelsea team and watch Champions League ni be Chelsea now signing a home, but you know now once again Munich team asamba a winner, a new winner ewo Munich bio into just one essay kwakwe no ni yehwe hawa enema besi akọ say afi nso ye betimi asanya a new winner in the UEFA Champions League na ebribi medical chechim say venue bi o ha see the two just ye kwakọ final na expect certain teams so omo betimi a show up e competition no amane betimi akoyie meaning say onye happy said you know she expect say game ni be ye cake game ni be ye compact game ni be ye resolute game ni be kwakoye match of equals say no be believe say game ni difficult to predict no oh you disappointed per the game na ultimate share no but again there are lessons to be learned going forward and near also coaches and football fans any supporters ni sua free mo no niema e wo se ye chirichiri mu bibribi ma enipa bibri etiase. Now Inter Milan against Paris Saint-Germain game no na den and proud to the game o share the street of Munich the two fans ne so obia equity awareness so o ma baba arrive wa o mo baba final no you do park no so no na obia hu say Inter Milan with their 3-5-2 on the screen and then PSG with their usual 4-3-3 on the screen. And obia etimi edi eruamu ewo ho with PSG no mo Donnarumma, omo Hakimi, Nuno Mendes, William Pacho, Marcos Marquinhos Correa, Joe Neves, Vintina, Fabian Ruiz, omo Desiree Doué, mama, and omo Dembele and then Kvaratskhelia, the key man on the field of play. And then Oko Inter Milan so ya. And then Omoyens sign back with their usual 11 or tade but in the 3-5-2 setup. Young Summer imposed a back three of Acerbi, Bastoni, and a Benjamin Pavard. They be rebu ewo. Then some them Frels normal ball. Demarco, Taha Kankanoglu, Mkhitaryan, Nicola Barrera, Lautaro Martinez, and then Marco Thuram in a 3-5-2. And omo etimi ede eruamu ewo. Yeah, starting game na me who said that be coach a friend Luis Enrique a change BB the team especially on midfield. A baby so what's a PSG ball na. Who say Abrantia a friend Joao Neves as that young guy or on a ball in front of the back four. Now in front of the back four no on shield kwa but omo control and or the face in terms of the build up for 80 my friend PSG. But I know about your friend John never score right. And or the Vintina a bar just in front of the back four. And we push Fabian Ruiz echo the left side of the midfield. And you Vintina say game now Other than a control with Inter Milan as usual behind the ball is all making sure say almost the ball no muno at the ama team your friend Inter Milan but almost close to the spaces no on the field of play. Anye ye ena Abrante a yɛfrɛ no Ventina ebie the backline him and game ne kɔ so nyina na hu sɛ Inter Milan backline no ɛnyɛ in good shape te sɛ deɛ nka wɔ expect sɛ ɛbɛyɛ in good shape and as usual wɔhwɛ Inter Milan this season in the Champions League bi ɛhu sɛ to concede 3 ɛwɔ Munji and concede 3 at San Siro no kyerɛ wɔ sɛ ɛmo any team a defensively no obetumi rely on them ɛna ɔmo Abrante fɛ no Ventina bie defense nim or the ball no come out Desire Doué J ball no cross ball no and then not the mark play Ashraf Hakimi on and Abrante Feno Hakimi at the ball no eto atrem one celebrity because you name him so a former international Milan player into one celebrity as if say Inter the back game him closely to battle and make sure send him go asana na eba no mo betimi asi bi hon kwan and then a second goal esa by ball no ko Abrante Fen Balera prevent this ball no be corner and William Patch wall ball so wall ball no so no and our ball no be di Kwaraskelia ho Kwaraskelia yi ball no de ma Dembele ball no be di Desire do or once again or hit a ball no and a ball no deflect Abrante Fen de Marco and ma ball no etimi ekokoto mu 2-0 and etimi ekọ so Inter Milan said your baby but now mo ntimi make sure so mo be link the midfield and attack na bom and Ventina and Joao Neves and Fabian Ruiz. Eche omo middle into their midfield was non-existent. Their midfield was disjointed, and for the first time, me who said Nicola Barrera was running like a chickenless, and I said a chicken without head. And Anna Otimi running on the field of play. I should say Obetima, but unfortunately, things didn't work for Abrante F. Nicola Barrera, Emma Otimi. Lusu all the battle no in midfielder and even timi anko yi amfa amano and then PSG ever to so with a third goal and again almost the fourth goal and then the fifth goal no so etimi ebae a lot of Italian pundits are really concerned about a coach a friend no Simeone Inzaghi say or one dimensional coach untimi tweaking the tactics untimi nsisa nneema nneema ntimi nko yi and family team and clearly what we should game be and we say and ne Abrantia and also penny friend Simeone Inzaghi and lose on a touch no the control on the foot or lusu and there no be expect to say obetimi across the spaces now what me making sure say the suppliers never back to his two main guys up front no unfortunately sa suppliers ni na PSG Ekate Donnarumma was on holiday Marquinhos was on holiday William Pacho was on holiday and clearly tactically our opinion friend Simeone Inzaghi Luis Enrique yene passer on the field of play the BNTM anko yi amfama team your friend Inter Milan in fact Bruno Becker said they were pummeled into a severe submission they were even struggling to put pieces together and who the kind of game plan be but there was no differential there was no variation and it was still the same old practice na mobile and Simeone Inzaghi almost said the last UEFA Champions League final lose upon whom but this one there onya everything wrong and not a new good image for Italian football. The last Italian teams call finals no apart from Inter Milan winning in 2010 team my friend Juventus lose in 2015 to Barcelona Juventus Sambe lose to Real Madrid ebio Principality Stadium in Cardiff. Yesabenya Inter Milan almost Sambe lose to team your friend Manchester City and Inter Milan again lose by 5-0 at the finals of the UEFA Champions League competition. And yes, the competition will be 5. It will game that is not what I'm saying. Competition my goals will be our finals. And this is PSG team in the group phase they were 5th. Na enema enkoyi emfa ma omo eho. So o check baby a omo edi ya. Na enema enkoyi group ni kwa na obi anya didie se PSG betimi qualify. But omo timi qualify omo making all the way to the final. The point I'm making is that say the number of goals abadodo pa e UEFA Champions League. Emwa you are talking about team my friend Real Madrid almost share 7 goals editia Frankfurt eno ewo way back in 1960 ewo Glasgow ewo Hampden Park and Real Madrid team share 7 goals against 3 ewo Frankfurt and boy it was the final of the UEFA Champions League and on team share so that implied 10 goals and a team ebemu in 1962 yenya Benfica omuni team friend Real Madrid esebo Benfica share Real Madrid by 5 goals to 3 ewo the Amsterdam Olympic Stadium then and so a team so and in 1988-1989 in AC Milan beating Steaua Bucharest by 4 goals to 0 at New Camp. And let's not forget 1994 Barcelona versus AC Milan were Athens Olympic Stadium. AC Milan share Barcelona by 4 goals to 0. Barcelona and Timmy Anya Eshe and the FC Porto versus AS Monaco. All these games a team Akoswa goals a bear will be prepared. But again, so after the Inter for the banner, nobody expected say Inter beating a concede 5 goals. The air catcher and say Italians now lose our identity. Adiana may do Italians. Adiana may Italians once and Adiana may Italians look special. Adiana may Italians look exceptional. Oma lose that touch and they decided to choose the Spanish, the Brazilian type of play, which is alien to their style of play because we know them for tightening the knot. We know them for tightening the boat. We know them for creating that defensively awareness and proper orientation so far as the defense on air concern. But their defense was in total disarray and there was no organization at the back. This is not Italian defense. Until the FIGC need to sit down and make sure. So, air copy the Guardiolosimo type of football, the ideological type of football, no, copy, and they don't have the element, they don't have the quality to copy that particular style of football, and then air continue to expose them in the final of the European competition. So bad for Italian football, and we are seeing to Inter Milan. I don't know how they will come back. I don't know how they can reverse this kind of embarrassment. But in all, you give it to Paris Saint-Germain for the kind of a Juma or a stellar performance from Desire Doué, Dembele excellent leg-up play, sacrificing for Desire Doué and Kvaratskhelia to put the ball at the back of the net. PSG 4 finals, 4 wins. Luis Enrique 11 finals, 11 wins. It really tells you how PSG has really suffered in the competition. In 2011, and almost started say almost better players. Now almost this was the answer almost the win the Champions League. 2011 the Babi seen 14 years down the line. Player Ben Omontoye, Zlatan, Cavani, Thiago Silva, Marquinhos, Keylor Navas, Buffon, Sergio Ramos, Neymar, Lionel Messi. Who else? Almost signing player bia, but unfortunately, almost intimi amfani trophy no. It drew Luis Ocampos and Anopanana Maker a master stroke from the sporting director Luis Ocampos. Project Hawaii Europe and no a barefoot at the Amatim Sawaka Juma Amomna. And this one was in no exception for PSG. Kudos to them, kudos to Luis Enrique and his charges. I'm happy for Marquinhos, I'm happy for Dembele. It's just unfortunate Kylian Mbappe, Koreano, Martina when they come teaching. They said they are two Felipe Correa, Coutinho, will Liverpool. It's just unfortunate. But give it to PSG for their sumptuous work, for their brilliant performance, and how much is a fluke. So almost say Aston Villa, so almost say Liverpool, so almost say Arsenal, then fluke. They were clearly ready to win the competition, and fortunately for them, final was played in Munich, and Munich is always ready to give us a new winner. PSG are there, almost fata basobo, and 32 years me and a French league etimi a GBA. Another French team almost so etimi adi. Sikaya adi into football. If you really want to go far, you need to invest in your craft. You need to invest in your team. And then only idea. Na sell Ekelafi. And no enema and there will be energy say Obeka support to PSG because of Nasser Ekelafi. PS Morgan and so Echo support to PSG because of Nasser Ekelafi. A Juma opening here and finally a barefoot and we give it to Paris Saint-Germain. Kudos to them. And Italian football need to revise their nose and make sure they stop copying from the Brazilians and the Spanish star because it is never their star. They don't have the quality and the materials to copy that star. Good evening. Mario Fiso obey stream. No one hitting notification button. No one share. No being so near Biashe. Your friend and the Cam. I am the Cam Sports TV. I'm out. Good night. Congratulations to Paris Saint-Germain.